blooded enchantment. So basically, with this, mechanically, and this would be a 2,200 gold piece item. But for this, it's going to grant a bonus to attack and damage, and then you gain temporary hit points if you bring a creature to 0.
Oh man, really?
Oh damn.
That's one of them. Another one in your price range would be just like a generic +1 weapon, which would just be described as enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
There would be another one that would be described as an adamantine hammer. Basically, this would be kind of within that price range too. This is going to be another 2,100. This is a normal hammer in every way, but it lowers the crit threshold to 19.
Okay, how much was the standard +1?
The standard +1 is going to be 1,800 exactly.
With the guild, that's the guild rate?
That's the normal rate.
Is there a guild discount?
There is a guild discount. For you, the guild discount would be 1,650.
What about the 22?
The 22 would come down to a solid 2,050.
Yes.
I think you mean Vale.
Wow.
Just dead
Oh,
name
Edward.
to him. How dare
No.
you?
You know who I'm talking to.
Don't use my name. I'm kind of hiding.
I'm like, Vale.
Yes.
What? Let me borrow 200 gold, eh?
Yeah, no problem.
I'll pay you back.
Don't worry about it.
Awesome. Oh, let me get the blood in one.
You watch as the kind of mannequin looks at you and just like gives a bow of like excellent choice, and then goes over towards the glass and very less gracefully like just starts yanking on the glass itself, and after about a few seconds it finally like pops open, and this thing just like reaches out. You just see sleeves, no hands, and you faintly see like the shadow or like the just like something somewhat formless kind of like grabbing the half of the weapon, and as it pulls it, there's just this boom as this hammer just drops and hits the stone floor, and then you see that you watch as the thing just kind of looks down, looks back up at you, looks back down. This, I mean, you can't lift this
I
one.
just grab it.
It just and leads over to the counter. It's not light. It's heavy. As you feel it, this thing looks like it's made out of a single piece of stone. There are swirling runes all around it, and there's almost like a carved grip in it as well. To anyone else, it might be a little uncomfortable to hold because it almost has that like abrasive sensation to hold it, where it just. But on the other hand, you just feel like your hands are not really going to get wet because the rock itself has almost a little bit of like a porous feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got these kind of like swirling patterns that make up essentially one large rune. It's almost like if you took like a word and like laid it out on a piece of paper and then wrapped it around like a device like this. The way that it's just like one long rune that goes across the whole thing. It's just like stretched out.
Oh, cool.
And it comes to a head at essentially the head of the hammer. This is not going to have the spike that your normal hammer does, so you won't be able to do piercing damage with it.
Okay.
This is just like a fucking
bludgeoning
weapon. Here's the thing though, the like rock itself, like the sledge, is already like does appear to be already like a little bit soaked in blood.
That's good.
Like not like soaked, but like you touch it and it just feels like a little bit waxy and like there's something wet there, but you look at your hand and there's nothing there. So you take that forward, and at this point, Samugi, you watch as one of these, like, kind of spectral butlers just kind of, like, floats past you, turns your direction, and then just, like, points at you like, oh, have you been helped?
Muted.
You're muted right now.
My bad. Smokey asked if they have any, what are they called? I guess just like long sticks, like fighting for like kind of.
Quarterstaff?
Say it again.
Like a quarterstaff?
I guess, yeah.
And it just, like, leads you towards the same, but you watch as Varric is, like, walking past you with this huge, nasty-looking, like, stone sledgehammer past you. And it just, like, points at this wall with just, like, every weapon imaginable. But sure enough, you could find a...
Do I see her?
Yeah, you do.
Or him?
Yeah.
Can I just wait with him?
Yeah.
I want to look at what you're going to pick. Oh, wait. You getting a stick?
I wanted to pass some time and, maybe test them out. So, Samugi wants to practice test with perhaps a willing shadowy butler figure.
Oh, you can hit me if you want.
Okay, or the stack, yeah, sure. Is that permissible?
It kind of looks at you, looks back at you, and then just kind of does this, looks around, and then goes kind of weird. And then it, like, whizzes over to, like, one spot, and you watch as, like, the clothing on it. It looks like someone just, like, ripping clothing through the air, because just kind of, like, ragdolls over this way, and then goes up to one area, and you watch as this thing it actually can pick up. It just, like, picks up this almost, like, kind of nasty-looking, quarterstaff. It actually doesn't look to be made of wood at all. It's almost like chitinous. And as it grabs it and picks it up, it kind of brings it over towards you and just kind of like holds it out. This essentially looks like one really long, dried leech. So it's just a straight up leech that's like stretched out long enough to be like a 5-foot long quarterstaff.
Disgusting.
Okay.
Samugi looks at the stack and goes, they don't make them like they used to, I guess. And Samugi points out like one of the other ones to see if he can test it out, and then looks at the butler thing.
It goes and puts the dried leech back. And I mean, you just want like any quarterstaff?
Honestly, I'm not looking to buy here. I'm just looking to kill some time.
Okay. Okay, so it grabs one specifically where as you pull it up, it pulls it up. This one appears to be made completely out of marble. It's like a perfect marble pull, and at the top of it, it's got like these two angelic wings that come out. And as you hold it, there's like a faint like vibration within the thing, and it stops. And you swear you can just faintly see those wings like drifting as though they're like gliding in the air. At the center where the wings meet, there's this bright white light. It looks like a kind of staff that like an angelic Gandalf would use.
Okay. He goes, this will do, and then looks at the stack and goes, go easy on an old man. And
I take a defensive stance. I'm not gonna attack.
Okay.
But I'm using my old hammer and not my fancy new one.
Okay. So as you touch it, and you feel like there's something about this place that just kind of magically gives you a sense of what it might do. So as soon as you grab the staff, you have this vision, and you're just like taken away from this place. And you find yourself just climbing atop this rocky mountain, and you reach the top and feel this sense of triumph and look out at the sun. And then you hear this like behind you, and you see this massive, like, giant bird just flying towards you, and you feel more calm than you have ever been. You are amongst, like, these dynasty mountains where you look around, and there's just nothing but, like, a sea of fog beneath you that the Rocky Mountain climbs above. It's like that Dead or Alive map where you keep, like, diving between, like, the rocks, you know what I mean? So you're, like, up there just in a sea of fog, this bird is coming at you. And with that, you just, like, close your eyes, grab the staff behind you, the Skyblinder staff, whip it up, and as the bird comes at you, you use your reaction to blind it. And as it falls towards the ground towards you, you just quickly, like, jab it in the side of the neck and break its neck instantaneously as it just crashes and, like, falls into the sea of fog. And with that moment, you're ripped out of your vision and you're just holding the staff.
Whoa. Okay. Let's see this thing in action.
You want to hit the stack with it? Okay, make an attack roll. Add +1 to whatever. It's 1 higher than it would be.
I'd like to take
Just-
the walk action.
Okay, so this is gonna be a disadvantage.
What does that mean for me again? When I roll?
twice and take the lower.
Okay. Damn. Damn it, I rolled a 1.
Okay. So with that, you like whip up the staff and go to strike, and you watch as the stack whips out the hammer that he just picked up and takes this broad blocking stance with it, and he like blocks and bats your attack away, and like you both hit and then like both kind of knock each other back, almost sharing equal ground. But you watch as the stack's block kind of follows through, and he just completely takes out an aisle, and you watch as there's this like
I walk to the furthest point of the store away from them.
as 4 aisles just get completely taken down. And
You
with that, you watch
never-
this army of spectral servants just like swoop in and immediately just start like slowly, one by one, picking things up and putting them back.
Yeah, it went better than I
We're
expected.
never gonna be allowed here again.
And you watch as a spectral servant like runs towards you and goes to like take the staff back unless you wish to purchase it.
Smokey just kind of, he takes it back. Yeah, Smokey just kind of like smiles and bows and just kind of continues browsing.
It snatches it back and like runs off and goes to put it back. Okay, so that is there anything else that anyone wishes to purchase?
Do I have to talk to the person to purchase it?
You are brought to like almost like a checkout stand where there is one of those like formless butlers.
There's no people here.
Not that you can see.
Boy, is it? How'd you get here?
And with that, you within the butler, where its head is, you see this really shitty minor illusion of a face that's somewhat like coming in and out of frame. It looks like a really bad like kind of video edit, where like a green screen circle. Someone's head is intermittently like not perfectly in frame. And what you see is this like very cleanly, kind of almost like sleazily cleanly cut full-blooded orc that's got like a pencil-thin mustache, and he just goes, "Greetings, traveler. Thank you for shopping at Hadge's Emporium. The item you have purchased is going to be..." And then the butler just like slaps a piece of paper in front of you that just says, for you it was 2050. This amount of gold. It has been such a pleasure doing business with you, and I hope you have an enchanted day. Ta-ta! And just kind of like fades out. And then the head just kind of like in like these little sparkles. And then you watch as the little butler thing just kind of does this.
Okay. Oh. Easily go.
As soon as you put it forward, it like takes it and like dumps out whatever's in there, and then just like just sorts out like 2,500 gold pieces pretty quickly, and then just like shoves the hammer in front of you, and then just points at Sandara, who's down the line, and like waves her over to come through.
If Alar, I assume Alar is also in line, and so I just
I was
asked her.
actually after you guys broke the whole store down, I was gonna go and check out the toys too and see what you guys were looking into.
Okay, yeah, you just see a whole array of like wands, staves, everything, armor.
I was going to see if they had any whips.
Oh.
They do have whips. What's your budget?
About 15 gold.
Oh my god.
Alara,
Okay,
I can
good.
give you some gold if you want.
I appreciate that. I will see what the cost of these are. I'm not looking for anything fancy.
Okay.
Try not to break anything else.
I didn't. Of course I didn't. That was Varric.
Yeah.
So you are quickly one whip is brought to you. It's covered in what looks like barnacles, and as soon as you grab it, you have this vision of yourself just on this rock, in this like nothing but ocean all around you. And with that, you see this what looks like this kind of fiendish creature that's moving towards you, and it's like just swimming at you with like this violent craze in its eyes. And feeling nothing but confidence, you just like lash out the whip, not at it, but just around it. And you just hear this devilish figure just go, "I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you." And then with that, it just goes, what's that on my leg? It's a fucking fish. Fish. There's fish everywhere. And then you just see this like school of fish just like swarming it. And it's just like, I have been felled. And it just like drowns in the ocean. And then you're brought back as you are holding the whip of fish command.
Shit. Is there anything else not so fishy?
The creature like this thing takes it back and brings you the large quarterstaff that's just the dried leech.
Really fishing out.
Are there on the wall? Are there any just basic whips? Like literally just a basic whip.
You can at this point like push past the butler and just ignore it. You look around and you do see a single whip. That as you look at the like the hilt of it, it's wrapped in this beautiful white leather, and there is just an insignia of a single crescent moon on either side of the haft, and it just looks, as you kind of reach up for it, one of the butlers kind of walks over and like grabs it for you and hands it to you, but as you feel it, it is impossibly lightweight. It's purely white.
The whip too.
The whip itself, if anything, it's almost made of like silver white linen. And as you like begin to kind of like flail it around, you do notice you have a vision of yourself being in this moonlit glade. And you are actually facing off against what looks like a shadow of yourself. And as you kind of pull out the whip, the moonlight just shines down on you. And in one swift motion, you watch as you grab the whip, and instead of lashing out with it, you reach out with your offhand, and you cast the spell that you would know to be Sacred Flame, and you watch as it actually comes from moonlight and seems to be a little bit more effective than you're used to, and you watch as you completely burn away the shadow to the point where it's almost completely incapacitated. But then in that same motion, you cast a healing word on it, and that also seems to be more effective, and you watch as the shadow turns into a complete reflection of yourself that just smiles at you, and then you are brought back to your vision. So basically what you would know is that this would increase, this is a pretty pricey one. So this is going to run you 4,000 gold pieces, but
Holy
it increases,
Wow.
the attack rolls of your druid and cleric spells, as well as the DC for saving throws against druid or cleric spells. It also,
Really good.
whenever you're holding this whip, whenever you do any kind of magical healing, you add a D4.
Okay. Wow. And I'm guessing he told me that it's $1 million pretty much. I will save that one for later. Maybe a early present of some sort. And I just give it back to him like, wait, never mind, this place is out of my league.
Is the mall
It might be. It might not be. I'm gonna have to add it. Okay. So the rest of you make your purchases. You get literally the same spiel that Barrett got. It's like a pre-recorded shitty 80s cam of like this kind of almost commercial in the store of Hadge doing his little thing. Sundar, you also wanted to pick up some clockwork supply from Unter?
Yes. I show Samugi like a small blueprint, or I asked Samugi if she could help, or he could help me with this, and I show him a small blueprint of like a little clockwork bell I want to create. And then go to Unter's to buy supplies for that.
Okay. Samugi, go ahead and make make an intelligence check and add double your proficiency modifier, which should be, what's your guys' proficiency modifier?
it'll be 6.
So add 6 plus intelligence to whatever you roll.
I did want to check the store while all this tomfoolery was going on for.
Okay. What are you looking for, Miss Vale?
Well, first of all, do I know if the fabric of shift weave is enough to make a garment, or do I need more?
Depending on your skills with like weaver's tools, you might be able to make a couple garments with this.
Oh, it's enough. Okay. Okay. But I only need one, right?
That's up to you.
Well, you gotta have more than
I mean,
one
I think
It.
I thought yeah.
I thought it. I
Are
thought
you
I could.
focused on weaver's tools?
No.
Okay.
If I have a large bolt of this cloth, then I think that's good enough. I'll
Okay.
hire someone to make it.
Okay. Is there anything else you were looking for?
I mean, fuck it. While we're in the Magic Emporium, anything that I'll go to like the animal control section. Anything that involves animals. The best case scenario would be a flute.
So, funnily enough, after a while of explaining this, there is specifically a flute of birdsong, where as you play this flute, you can play a magical melody, and essentially it'll cause like Disney princess style birds to kind of come and start harmonizing and singing with you.
Oh, dude, I love that.
So that, typically being a 320 gold piece item, you could get for 285.
I will happily hand over that amount plus a $5, 5 gold tip.
Okay. You watch as you leave an extra 5 gold on the table, and the little kind of air elemental butler just kind of like looks left, looks right, takes it and just pockets it.
Yeah. For you, my friend, go get a drink or something.
It then points you towards the direction of the exit.
Okay. Alright, I leave.
Okay. So what was your check, Samugi?
It was an 18 total.
18. So you've got a pretty good idea as far as what you could need as you go into the store. As you enter, you can pretty easily see where all of their materials are laid out, and you just go to work grabbing the things you think you'll need. A lot of kind of clockwork devices that are already kind of pre-made would make it go a lot faster, and then some basic materials, and then your tinkering tools can do the rest. So you just bring this like shopping cart essentially full of materials to the front, and you just see this kind of gruff looking gnome that's sitting across from you looking at you and just goes, nods, goes, that'll be 120 gold pieces, please.
I pay the man, the gnome.
Okay, you pay him. He just goes, been a pleasure doing business with you. Come back to Hunters anytime you need any clockwork devices or tinkering tools.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Is there
Yeah.
a blacksmith around?
Yeah, you can find a blacksmith.
I'd like to do that while they're doing that.
Okay.
Shopping episode.
As you are going around looking for a blacksmith, you see, actually, you heard a blacksmith like a while back. Like you heard metal on metal, the sound of a forge. You actually smell it too. So you follow those senses, and it leads you to this kind of sullen-looking Aasimar individual that's actually got a full-blown forge just like out in the open outside his shop. It just kind of sees you approach and just like is semi-ignoring you as you approach and just like working on his craft.
I'll go into the shop
Okay.
portion.
You go into the shop and you see a female tiefling that just stands there and just goes, "Oh, hello, welcome to Axioms. What is it that you are looking for?"
Oh, I got a question for you, love. You know, I recently purchased a magical mall, and I was looking to offload my old standard mall, and I was wondering if you were in the.
Ah, yes. So, Master Axiom does not traffic in what he deems to be, in his own words, inferior builds. If you would like to have your weapon melted down and formed back into something made by a master craftsman, we can take some of the cost off of the job. However, I would recommend going to a more of a general store, pawn shop, or otherwise just kind of a place that would just sell kind of trinkets and things to mercenaries.
You got any recommendation?
I've got plenty.
Or like a pawn shop or.
Oh,
store?
for that. Yeah, let's see. One of them that is common around here is, they just call it Richie's.
Richie's.
Yeah, Richie's. It's back the way you came. Right, you can, if you go all the way down that street, hang a right, it's going to be the second building.
Another question,
Yes.
if you don't mind. Does do you guys sell armor as well?
We do.
Right, I'll be back for that later.
Excellent. You wouldn't find any better.
Good to know. And then I leave
Okay.
to find Richie's.
Okay. So you go to what is essentially just like a pawn shop of generic D&D items, where there's someone that'll be like, "I'll give you 100 pounds of ball bearings for that fucking hammer there," and all right, you pay up and do. So as you walk up, you see this kind of a darker skinned, bald human with just this hilariously long and very unkempt beard that's just sitting there chewing on something.
Alright.
Yep.
Right.
What do I do for you?
Looking to sell this
Yep, I'll take it. And he grabs it and like puts it down on the table.
how much for it?
You looking for gold or you want something else?
What you got?
Let's see. What have I got?
You got bullets.
I've got some bullets around here.
You have the shotgun shells?
You asked for shotgun shells. He's like, "Yeah, I can get you a shotgun shell." Takes like a handful, and then just like slaps them down on the table. He's got 7 shotgun shells that he's willing to part with.
How much gold?
Well, he takes 4 of the shotgun shells away and adds 10 gold.
Okay.
Okay.
So 3 shotgun shells and 10 gold.
Yeah. And then with that, he just says, "Hey, Paulie, come back with the ball bearings. We got a hammer for you."
Alright,
Just like sells the hammer back to the guy over there that just was inquiring about a different one.
I'll get a receipt.
We don't do receipt here. No receipt, no refund.
I don't want a refund, I just... Okay.
Business. Business
So what the
expense.
fuck it cost for you, man?
Yeah.
Tax deductible.
Well, I didn't know I was such a douchebag. And then I leave.
Talking about the cheap. So with that, is there any more shopping that your group wants to do? We all done?
Unfortunately, and we can quicken the pace of this. I would like to commission a shift weave garment, and I'll
could-
hand over all my disguises to be incorporated.
Yeah. Well, how do you want it to look?
Okay, so
I mean, it can never look like anything, but
so right now I want it to be in the robes of Vale. Well, not really robes, more like a sort of a very typical shifty looking rogue. And that's sort of the form I want it in right now. But how does it work? Like I can, because the like, I don't know if you've homebrewed it, but like the actual shift weave is like it can store a certain amount of styles or clothing options, and then you can just quick swap.
yeah. So I'm gonna be honest. I don't have any interest in adding to the cognitive load of DMing by remembering how many styles of clothing you can use.
Yeah.
I would say it would basically work as a disguise self for clothing that you can just use at will.
Okay. Yeah. So.
And basically the store owner says, like, he just goes, yeah, I keep, and we have deal.
You keep my clothes?
Oh, no. You get clothes. I keep.
The shift weave. And you'll give it back, right?
And he just begins speaking another language, and someone's standing right there, and he just goes, "Yeah, sure."
Oh, okay. Perfect deal. How many days? How many hours?
Give me 5 minutes.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. I present all my clothing, or whatever. Yeah. Good deal.
Okay, you watch as these 2 halflings just snatch the shift weave from you and just start looking like they're assembling a rocket somewhere in the back of the floor. And about 3 minutes later, come back with what looks like kind of a hilariously small T-shirt that they just like hand to you. It looks like a little vest. It looks like they've kept about 70% of the fabric.
You know what? Cost of business.
It's good. It's one size fits all.
All right. I'll trust you.
Okay. Do you slip it on?
Are you gonna put it on?
Yeah, I attempt to pull the crop
It's gonna be like a
top
crop
over
top.
my over my
As
clothes.
you actually roll over and just like begin pulling on it to help you.
Okay.
And at first it's insanely tight, but then you watch as it just kind of like gives a little bit more, and then sure enough, almost like a flower blooming instantaneously in a time-lapse video, you watch as this very intricate set of robes just flourishes out of this tiny little child shirt that you had initially put on, and it feels totally comfortable.
That, you know what? That is so wonderful. I do a quick like boom 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 through all my clothes and then land on Vale's disguise.
Yeah. You immediately begin changing it, and like you watch as layers begin to peel away and like return. It creates different consistencies and threads. And what's interesting is it's less. You don't fully understand the nature of this magic, but it doesn't feel like it's illusory. Like you can actually feel the weight of different clothing styles.
Oh, okay. That's really good. All right. Thank you, fine, gentle people. been a pleasure.
You watch as they're already like working on the piece of shiftweave that they got.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So with that, we've all spent some hard-earned coins. What is it that you would like to do next?
Oh, maybe we should start looking for this shitty bill, chat.
We do have to return the gun that I purchased today as well.
Oh, we
Let's
could
do that first and then go look for Chitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I think I've heard I'm pretty sure I've heard stories of Shitty Bill. There's not very many people with the name Shitty as a first name. Surprised he's still alive. Yeah, and if it's maybe this is just me being paranoid. Maybe this is a thread, but I have a very strong suspicion that the landlord, the scumlord, slumlord, Hank, has some involvement in all of this. So while we're searching, it might be worth keeping an eye and an ear open. Maybe do some digging about Hank.
now, Vale, I got a question for you.
Shoot me. Or
I
shoot.
would never do that. Now, I don't know the specifics of how Beaumont took your town or college over, but would he use this cult to destabilize the region to then come in and take it over?
I mean,
Or does he have his own thugs?
that sort of follows his MO from what he did with the college. The only connection to, I mean, weird shit started happening, and then he came in, Mr. Bigwig, with all the money and problems and solutions to fix, and then he was just kind of in charge of everything. The only connection to druidic things regarding him and his daughter, but she's very lovely and not involved in any of this whatsoever.
I'm just saying, you don't think he could, I mean, he could probably persuade this cult that, you know, the town needs to go, and then he comes in, bang, bang, boom, kicks them out, kills them, what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Playing both sides of the coin, eh?
Maybe we're seeing the start of his acquisition of New Callum. Seems a bit bold, but
The only reason I'm suggesting that is because the people that attacked you in the alley weren't all druids. You know, it was local help. And I don't know about you, but a cult of druids out in the wilderness probably don't have that kind of coin. So if they're getting funding, and you said you saw Belmont's insignia, I mean,
you know,
saves a little.
I really hoped that he wasn't so directly involved or close to me, but
I wouldn't think he's directly involved, but you know what I mean.
yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. But on the other hand, I would like to avoid any affiliation or contact with anything regarding Oswald. in the immediate future.
I'm just saying, if we could maybe stop this cult, we could throw a wrench into his plans. You know?
It's a good idea. I think the cult is involved in probably the other things that we're trying to solve also. So it's sort of
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, two
All
birds,
these
one
things
stone.
going on, you know? All this stuff in a town, this cult, hiring local help, abducting people with valuable items, you know? This kind of thing, yeah, it screams organized crime.
On the other hand, we could just kill anybody that's involved with this cult on sight.
Oh, I mean, I thought that was what we were saying. We kill the cult, then he's got to start all over getting people in here.
I like the way you think, Varric. Small skull, big brain.
Well, big skull, small brain.
Oh, no, surely the other way around.
So as you approach the Huntsman's Promise, you notice a little bit of activity on the streets. Over in the, because you're pretty close to that tavern, and the alleyway where you previously had your combat, or like the kind of end of it, you happen to notice a very heavily armored individual in completely almost like gunmetal gray armor,
Cool.
and a charcoal colored cloak that almost obscures all of his armor, except you just see like the hilt of what looks like a pretty massive sword coming off his back that looks like he's just kind of standing right at that alleyway, just kind of almost like being a bit of a lookout. You see he looks over, clocks your group, and then just like looks away and doesn't pay you much mind.
Did I walk up to the guy?
Yeah, you walk up to him.
Hi, mate.
As you approach, you notice that he just kind of reaches around back and like pushes the hilt of his blade like down into his cloak and almost like wraps it around the other side of his body, and you now see a blade sticking out towards the side like this way, so it's easily drawn, but he doesn't draw yet.
That's a pretty cool sword.
He says, "Thank you."
Could you... see, I don't want to hold it, but could you, like...
No offense, but I'm here on business, and I don't wish to draw a lot of attention to myself, friend. So,
Sorry.
if you would just be on your way, my colleague and I won't be long.
Colleague, which one's that?
Don't worry about it. We are investigating some criminal activity in the area, and as I said, we won't be long.
Alright, mate. Have a good day. And then I walk off.
As you pat him on the shoulder, you can feel like the tension, like he is very pissed off.
What kind of person? What kind of...
He's a half-orc that's almost your size.
I'm just gonna walk off.
You walk off, and you can, like, hear the tension in his armor.
Subtlety.
Varric, what did you discover about what's going on over there?
No, he's very cagey. I don't get anything out of him. Just that he's there on business.
That's suspicious.
He's also got a partner, but he wouldn't put him out to me.
Should I sneak over there with magic?
You could probably do better using your feminine wiles.
I have no feminine wiles. I do not know what feminine wiles are.
You know, be sexy.
She like looks around and looks. I do not know what this is.
How do you
And
know
then
he
she
likes
turns
women?
invisible.
They'll...
You turn invisible, and you walk over towards that area.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check at advantage.
I'm steering clear. I'm going into the shop.
Okay.
Oh, wait outside in case shit goes down.
Okay. You wait outside. Okay.
Just kind of lean up.
Let's see at the stacks. He look like he's about to get into the most trouble. Here,
Okay.
Stack.
So Moogie, where are you going?
Smokey's gonna. Oh, I guess I was gonna say Smokey's gonna follow Sindara, but she's invisible, so he just kind of stays in the area, alert. Are we outdoors?
Mhm.
Okay.
So, I would, Stack, don't take this in a weird way. Would you wear this ring?
Sure.
Okay,
Is
and
it
put it on
maybe
your
Maybe on a pinky.
I go,
yeah, right. That's right. He has giant fucking
They
fingers.
fit.
can I fit? Is
Yeah.
it, maybe you can get this resized.
Sure. And you'd as I put it on your finger, you'd see my eyes kind of are usually like a violet color. They go white for a minute as you hear me kind of mutter something under my breath. Um, oh, sorry. If we get into
Well,
trouble,
I'm not
this
gonna
will-
marry you.
no, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Sorry. This is a bit of magic. Um, if we get into trouble, this will make it hurt less. Just trust me.
This will make me hurt less.
It'll
As
make
we're having this conversation, you just happen to notice a couple more customers enter the Huntsman's Promise.
I punched myself in the
Hey.
arm.
You punch yourself in the arm.
It still looked the
Yep.
same.
You actually notice that the impact doesn't quite hit you as much, and you notice that Alara kind of like flinches a bit.
Oh,
you're like you're hearing you're like
that's pretty
see,
cool.
it didn't hurt as much.
So as this is happening, Sundara, you're approaching. What was your stealth check?
22.
22. Okay.
Oh.
Give me a perception check as well.
So James, you have +1 on AC and +1 to all checks.
Saving throws.
Or saving throws, sorry. Yeah, saving throws, my bad. Yeah, +1 to your AC and
Yep,
+1 to
forever.
all saves.
And it stacks. Sundara, what was your
18.
18? Okay. So as you walk over to the half orc, you hear him just kind of like watching this bullshittery going on where like the stack's punching himself and like Alara's like flinching. And as you get within earshot, you kind of hear him muttering under his breath. He says, "Yeah, they just look like locals. I can't see any identifying marks. I don't know what company they're with. They do all have what looks like a dark neck tattoo that I don't recognize. But nothing on the face, so it doesn't quite fit the MO, but I'd still put it in the report to Stoneheart." So with that, are you walking past him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you walk past him, you see what looks like a female half-elf that is kind of like kneeled down by the alleyway, deeper down where you all had this fight, and you see that she's just like touching the ground, and you smell the smell of burning incense. And she just goes, "Yeah, the circle is here, all right. I will come take a look at these locals myself and see if they look like the ones that were involved. Couldn't hurt to have some allies in this, yet sounds like it's too early to say." And as you get closer, you just hear her go, "Griffin, I think we've got a visitor here." You can block off the alleyway.
Oh shit.
And you watch as the individual behind now like is kind of creeping towards you, and this half elf just looks up and mutters something under her breath, And then you watch as her eyes kind of flash with this golden light and change color, and she looks directly at you and just says, "Ah, we've got a curious local here. What is it that I can do for you?"
Hello. Oh, I was just curious as to what was going on, and that guy back there was not very forthcoming. So I was investigating myself.
Oh, that's okay. Griffin is a mean-looking dog, but he doesn't bite, and neither do I. We mean no harm. In fact, and you watch as she like mutters some more words, and that golden, like, coloration to her eyes vanishes, and then her eyes kind of stop focusing on you, and she just starts kind of talking out into the air, like giving you back your invisibility. And she just goes, "We are friendly. We're with a paladin order.
Oh,
We were
interesting.
investigating some what we could call evil doers, but just some dangerous people that could do the people of New Callum some harm. So,
Oh, okay. Yes, we certainly don't like evildoers in this city. That's bad. What sort of paladin order?
we're with the Order of Vigilance.
Oh, never heard of it. Never heard of it. Have I heard of that? I haven't heard of that.
Are you proficient in religion?
No.
Yeah, you have not heard it.
I'm not even.
So
I'm not even from the area.
it's okay. We our order has had its tribulations in the recent past, but we're making a comeback, as it were. So
It's cool.
again, pardon any disruption of your regular activities, but you can certainly feel free to go about the way you were. If my colleague here was rude in any way to you, allow me to apologize on his behalf. We're still working on getting him house trained. And with
Oh,
that,
yes.
she kind of pops him in the shoulder a little bit as she walks past him, and they're now beginning to walk away.
Okay, yeah. I just go back, or I'm gonna go back towards the group and tell them, update them.
And she just, before she leaves, and as you begin walking past, she says, "Say, magician, do
Hmm?
you happen to know anything about what happened here?"
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, do an insight check.
And I want to make sure they seem trustworthy-ish. 14.
So this person doesn't seem, as far as you can tell, they seem to be intent on not scaring you. They're, they don't seem to be hostile, and they seem genuine in what they're saying. They definitely look the part of being paladins doing goody two-shoe kind of shit.
Hey,
Shut up, Gareth.
A brief version is that there have been some culty type druids in the area, and from my understanding, there was one here who was doing culty type druid type murder stuff, and they got away.
Yeah, I believe we may have interacted with the same group. In our tongue, they would be referred to as the Circle of Rot, or Circle of Ruin and Thistle, depending on the translation. Not pleasant people, and I'm worried that they've got plans and machinations for the people of New Callum.
Yeah, I could see why you, I could hear, I've heard similar things. I don't know what to do about that though, that's,
Well,
seems outside of my,
just pass on to anyone you may know if you hear anything more about strange things happening or these druids, if you see them, they have pretty obvious markings of thorny vines tattooed on their bodies, including their faces.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, then I would ask that you just relay any relevant information. We'll be staying with we're staying with the folks, the Sea of Swords at the Mortal Promise.
Oh, the Sea of Swords. I know some of their nice people. Okay, yeah, certainly. I
We're
will,
not part of their order, but they've kindly.
yeah, like renting an apartment or something, yeah.
It's exactly that. We're renting from them, and they've very kindly aided us in our pursuit of this druid circle. So, anyways, it's been a pleasure, Invisible Magician. I wish you the best. And they
Yes,
turn around.
Nice to meet you. And so I go into the Huntsman Promise is where everyone else is.
I'm still outside waiting for you.
Yeah, they're still dicking around. At this point, we'll now go over to Vale. As you approach, you've just now, you're in the middle of the transaction of returning your weapon to Reggie. And at this moment, you hear the door kind of open and two kind of loud halflings roll in. And you see one of them just go, "Hey, Reggie, how you doing?" And they just kind of walk in. And you notice at this point, Reggie actually now ignores you and then does a transaction with them, like in the middle of your transaction. And you watch as both of them kind of stand on either side of you, just kind of shooting the shit and be like, "Ah, Reggie, how's business been? How's your mother?" And they just start kind of talking for a while. And then Reggie kind of goes back to you and then just takes the gun back. And then he just goes, "All right, did you need anything else?"
Hello. Seems you've got greater friends than me. I have a question, but perhaps I can wait until meet and greets are done?
You watch as the one of the halflings next to you just goes, "No, we're all friends here. You go ahead. Well, pardon our manners here. We'll just browse around, eh?" And he just kind of turns and begins kind of moseying out about the store.
Right. I lean onto the counter. Oh God, this feels gross, to be honest. But I lean onto the counter and employ my feminine wiles.
Okay, roll wiles.
What the fuck do I add for that?
Okay, so
Proficiency bonus equal to the size of your boobs.
Very small.
-1.
I was wondering if you knew any information about Hank. I heard he owned a few of these stores, and I was thinking, I could use some passive income. Perhaps I could get a contact from someone who knows him. A great shopkeeper like yourself.
Give me a persuasion check.
21.
21. He watches, he leans forward and just goes, "Listen, ma'am, I'm happy to help, but I've been happily married for 21 years, and I'm certainly not gonna, that sort of thing isn't gonna work around here. I appreciate it, but, look, I'll tell you a little bit about Hank. He and I are not necessarily on good terms, so, fuck it. But yeah, basically, kind of slumlord asshole. He's not from around here. Kind of swooped in, I don't know, about a couple months ago, and just kind of bought up the place. Started with one block, and then another, and then now he's kind of encroaching on my territory. I'm actually one of the only shops that hasn't sold to the guy. Yeah, there's been rumors of, things happening on his properties, but with the Council of Merchants the way it is, you can't say that their strongest foot is on security, so that's why I pay the Gilded Glaive, which we'll just say they can have a variance in their usefulness, but, they're basically the only game in town, so I'm getting fucked from one direction, getting fucked from the other. I pay guild dues, and look at the good it does me. I've got customers going missing.
Right, sorry, I didn't mean... I hope your wife is a very lovely woman. Um, Me and my friends are sort of looking into Hank, so at the very least, maybe I can help alleviate one direction of that strain on you and your business.
Hey, I mean, if you find any dirt on the guy, I'd like to know myself. In fact, I wouldn't mind having a word with Hank myself.
I tap the counter and say, dirt is a bit of my specialty, so I'll get right on that. Thank you for your business, Hank. It was a terrible gun. I won't be purchasing from you again, but I appreciate the opportunity you gave me.
He just gives us a look like, what the hell? And at this point, you watch as the halfling next to you just goes, "Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?"
Absolutely not. First time in town. Have a great day.
No, I do. And you watch as the somewhat larger halfling kind of like steps in front of you too and just goes, "Yeah, you're with that group that you took care of some chimera up on the snow-capped mountain."
Okay, the fact that I'm in a disguise and he recognizes who I am. I like he's a child. I crouch down into a little bit of a squat to get on eye level. And
Yeah, that's right.
listen, I don't know what you think you saw. I am with a group, but I've never been on the mountains. Too cold for me. I prefer the hotter environments.
Well, you see, sweetheart, we don't need to see anything exactly, because you see, you fucked up. And he pulls out this little glowing rock. And he says, "You know what this is?"
A very shiny rock.
Yeah. So you might have guessed by now, but let's just say I work with a certain very respectable halfling house, okay? A very respectable family, okay? The Restore family, in fact. And you may be in possession of one of the Grand Loot Maker's finer items. And this rock here tells me everything I gotta know about you, sister. Yeah, not so talkative now, are we? You like taking things that don't belong to you. Now,
Fuck.
you know, I always tell people, don't I, Tony? I always tell people, there's a very special place in the hells for people that steal from a poor, defenseless old man. I mean, who does that sort of thing, you know? I mean, an artist, no less. I mean, you steal from an artist. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I pray to the Dawnfather for anybody that does that sort of thing. I mean, I feel bad for you. You know what I mean? I feel bad for you that you would do something like that.
I swing my modified bag of holding around to my front. Listen, I don't know how fucking powerful you and your Restore family are, but this is too, I felt guilty doing it, and it's just so beautiful as I reach into my bag and very reluctantly pull out the loot. I'm sorry.
You see it and just goes, "Oh, thank the Father, he does that." Okay. And he kind of grabs it and just says, "Now, look here. No harm done. It's still in the city. This means a lot to me and my family. I tell you what. All is forgiven. Hey, Tony, this didn't need to go anywhere. All is forgiven. In fact, you come down by the shop. I'm sure the old man would have something to say himself, okay? In fact, you play your cards right. He might make you your very own, huh? One of these days, you're a connoisseur. You, dabble."
A bit more of dabbling. I'm a little concerned my kneecaps are going to be broken, but you know what? In a show of good faith, this is yours, and perhaps I will go make recompense.
No, hey, no recompense need to be made. And I don't know what all this talk is about kneecapping, okay? We don't do that sort of thing here. You know, who do we think we are? All right. Well, I appreciate it, whatever your name is, but go ahead and make sure you keep your nose clean. You don't want to catch a cold now. And you watch as he just like takes the loot and like packs it up, and then they just like they came, they're on their way.
Fail feels like her child just died as she walks out of the store, absolutely defeated.
Yeah. The rest of you watch kind of at various levels of attention as like the two halflings that enter the store leave now with like an instrument in hand. With that, Sandara, you see the rest of your group, and you all once again reconvene.
So I walk up to them. I'm still invisible, because why not? Hey guys, I got some information.
Jesus.
The Order of Vigilance is the Paladin Order staying at the Sea of Swords place, and that big scary guy, his name is Griffin. They are looking for the druids. They are investigating it. They seem like good guys, but who knows? Who knows in this world? It's very confusing. Sometimes people who seem like good guys aren't good guys. You never know. I don't know.
Tell me
I
about
mean, the enemy of my enemy and all that.
Yeah.
Mr. Barrick, go ahead and roll a history check at advantage.
Wow. What are the odds?
So I made you roll.
One.
What?
I rolled 2 twos.
Double fucking one.
God.
2 twos.
Okay.
Minus 1 for
Advantage.
Jesus Christ.
Sounds good.
Gotta stay in school.
More or less.
You know, that order could be allies. They could be friends. It could be people we have to kill again on sight. I have some information as well. Most important, I lost that loot.
Another gasp.
It's very weird that I can't
no.
see you, but I can hear you.
I'm sorry. I like being invisible. Sorry about your loot.
Of lesser importance, Hank moved in a few months. Shit, what did I write down? A couple months ago, and just sort of bought out a lot of land, and that's when weird stuff started happening.
Here we go. Question for you.
Yes?
Did Beaumont use like a middleman to make purchases of property and things like that?
I think it was just him. He's very rich.
Well, I mean, like, he doesn't want to necessarily be connected, you know? Could be a shell corporation or something.
Yeah, perhaps
I
his
mean-
Hank is working for him.
Maybe we go have a conversation with Hank.
That's
Because
what I
we
think.
What do you guys think?
I think that is a great idea.
Do we know where
I know
Hank
where
is?
you-
I mean, you know he owns a bunch of buildings. You can ask around. You got some information from Reggie, the gun dealer, but other than that,
Can I enter one of these buildings? Is it like an apartment deal? Or the homes?
it
A leasing
looks like they're
office?
homes that are stacked up on each other, pretty much.
No,
Is there
leasing
like a front
office.
desk?
You can go take a look.
Taking a look.
Okay.
Well,
As you go and enter, it
God
doesn't
damn.
look like there's anyone manning the front desk. It looks like they're literally just like a bunch of like complexes that are ramshackle built on top of themselves.
Is there like a posting of a help number or something?
You look around, and there's like a little scrawling that just says, "Need a place to live? 40 gold a month."
It's not a bad deal.
That's a lot of money.
Huh?
That's
Yeah,
never
don't
mind.
most people make like 40 gold in like a year?
Like a year, yeah.
Someone go ahead and roll. Well, Sundar, I'd say, Cass, you can roll an intelligence check here.
Flat
An
intelligence.
economics.
Economics
check.
Well, I mean, you're a jack of all trades.
Um, 6, 8.
8. Even with that, for if this was Brightwater, that would be dirt cheap. In
isn't.
Orphan, that might be like, for dock workers, that might be an ungodly sum of money. New Callum, you get the sense it might be somewhere in between. It does sound expensive.
For the quality of
It's not like
buildings.
right, for the quality of building, yeah. It's not like unheard of, but it does seem like a ripoff.
Okay. I mean, well, I guess I followed Varric in to one of these buildings.
Yeah. There is a contact there that just says, like, it just says, go see D at, like, house, and it's numbered for inquiries.
Okay, I'd like to go to that.
Okay.
Fine.
Varric, god damn it, stop just running off.
What do you mean running off? I'm trying to find Hank.
I mean, so we all are. Let's go. Let's be cool. Let's be calm. You
I'm
should
not
know
running.
this is how
I'm
we
not
fucked up the
running.
first time.
We should come up with a story. Like,
Yeah.
what is the word when you have
Hey,
like a fake
we're looking for
person?
Hank.
We are all roommates.
I mean, technically that's true. You all live on a boat together.
Because we're homeless and we need a place to stay.
Yeah, but she's just gonna try and sell us an apartment. We need to talk to Hank.
Just make a little backstory. I'm just saying.
No. That's a good backstory. We should run with that.
Thank you.
It's the real back.
So are you rolling into the unit to inquire about housing?
Yeah, and see if we can talk to D.
Okay. So as you go to the area, there's a door with the selected unit. It's closed. How do you approach?
Knock on the door.
Okay. You knock on the door. After you see this, one moment, and after a short while, you see this blue-scaled female dragonborn open up. She's just wearing like robes. She opens up and says, "Yes, what is it?" She pulls out a cigar that she's smoking.
Can I tell the quality of the cigar?
It's bad.
Okay. All I need to know.
Well, don't just stand there outside my door. What can I do?
We are unfortunately new arrivals in the town and are currently looking for a home. We saw we needed to contact a D. Would you perhaps be that D?
Yeah, you're looking at her. Now, honey, between you and me, you're looking a little, not like my normal sort of customer. You sure you're in the right place?
Listen, we don't, me and my friends, we have nowhere else to go. We just need, believe us, we have the money for it. We just need a place to stay.
You mercenaries?
Some people might call us that, maybe. We just
You got
pick up
any
work where we
intention of bringing
can.
your work home with you?
No. You should know, we mercenaries keep their work and home separated. It gets dirty if you don't.
Yeah, tell that to the 4 bodies that ended up turning up here last week. All right, come on in. Sign some paperwork.
Wonderful, thank you. Everybody,
So the going rate for 1 unit is 40 gold pieces. We take 6 months in advance, so we're looking at 240, and then plus there's a deposit of another 100 gold pieces, so that's going to be 340. Rent is due on the 1st of the month. You start paying obviously at the beginning of that 7th month, and then we go from there. No funny business, or we will take your deposit. Any damage to the premises is also going to be taken out of your deposit. If any damages exceed that of your initial deposit, we do have rights to evict you. If you've got roommates, that is fine, but they're also going to have to co-sign here, here, and here. Only 3 signatories are required. As far as whoever you want to bring in the building, I could give a fuck, but as long as we get 3 signatures, we'll be good to go. So right here, sweetie. Come on, let's take our hand like this and just do a little swirl. Just do your best.
With the condensation. I don't know what word that is, but you know what I mean. I could do without that. You know, I began to sign my name. Obviously a fake name. Oh, fuck. Thank you. I just signed my name.
As you begin to sign your name, you notice that you are not, in fact, signing a fake name.
Excuse me?
In fact, I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Excuse me? Oh, that's really good.
Can Sandara creep around since she's still invisible?
Yeah.
19.
19. You begin signing your real name, and then you have to stop yourself.
Okay.
She just goes, all right, sweetie, what's the problem?
I try to continue. I finish off. I would like to finish off and write Cassiopeia.
Okay.
That's a 19.
19. So as you look a little closer, your eyebrow raises a little bit. What you're looking at right now, this document, appears to have been scrawled on something called fey paper that's commonly used in business deals and that sort of thing. Not something that you would see in the simple like signing of a condominium or any kind of living space. So you get the sense that that's part of the enchantment of the paper itself, is that this is something made for like fey entities to sign deals with mortals.
Okay.
So you get the sense that trying to fudge with it could very well result in you actually signing something away that you will be magically bound to on the threat of curse or death.
Yeah. You know, I can't help but notice, this is not normal. I've signed a few contracts in my day. Why such the precaution for a, if you'll forgive me, a shitty condominium?
Honey, this is just boilerplate stuff. I don't know what to tell you. This is just what they gave me. They gave me the paper to sign, so this is what you sign. This is what everyone signs. No one has a problem with it except for you.
Was that Arcana check part? I would like to see if there's an illusion on this paper and if the words are differently than what they appear.
I would say you would feel somewhat confident knowing what this is. This is something you've seen before. So you get the parameters of the deal are laid out on the paper itself, and on your glance through don't appear to be different than what she said. But it's just something that if you try to fudge a signature, it's just going to be harder to do.
Okay.
So you get the sense that if you do it, you might be renting a condo here.
Okay. And how much of my name, my actual name, has been signed already?
3 letters.
Fucking, that's enough to link it to me. Alright, I try to finish it off in willpower and write out Cassiopeia.
Okay, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Not bad, not bad. 16.
Okay. That's the DC. So with that, you power through it, and it takes you a long time, and you fudge a signature on it.
Cool.
And she just looks at you curiously, like you had to physically strain to get through that, and she just goes, "You know, my youngest has a learning disability too, so it's okay. I'm sorry I said anything to begin with, my dear. I should have seen it sooner." Okay. And you are going to be roommates?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. If I could just get a couple more signatures, we'll be good to go.
Samugi still.
And
Okay, you grab the pen, and you go to sign it?
yeah.
Okay, you sign it. As
Well,
soon...
I'm not gonna put.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw.
More than I can see.
You have a +1.
+1. I'll take it. Well, that's 21.
21.
shit.
Okay. So you watch as with a little less trouble, you go through and just kind of write the stack. And she just goes, "Curious, but okay." And you, young handsome guy over there, pointing at you, Samugi.
Ah. So he slowly makes his way over and starts to sign
Your
a
wisdom
fake.
saving throw.
15? Shit.
15. You
Yeah.
go over to find a fake name, and you're like, "Well, I'll start with the first letter. You don't want to be too obvious. And the second letter, sure. As long as I add something to the end, and by the time you're done, you just have signed your real name to it. And as soon as you do, you feel this like cold tingle in the back of your neck. Okay, well, that'll do it. So with that, that will be, let's see, we're looking at 340 gold pieces. And I'll be ready to give you some keys.
I've got the gold covered, everybody. And you know, not that I'm saying I don't trust you, Dee, but I generally prefer to make my payment to the landlord. Is there an opportunity I would have to make that direct deposit,
Well,
if you will?
I'm the building manager, sweetie. The landlord is just the rando who owns the building. It's not like he lives here. What, is he going to live here with us? Come on. So, 340.
You know where
Of
he
course.
lives?
No, I don't. And I don't much care because he is my boss. And I've never even met the guy. But I've heard he's a real charmer. So, again, 340 gold and we can be done and I can get back to my supper.
Well, who do you give the money to?
I give it to the person that comes around, but I don't think that that's the landlord.
You know, she mentions that she wants to get back to her supper, so I very slowly count out 340 gold.
As you're kind of like dilly-dallying around, she says, "Okay, well, you know, maybe someone who went to school can do the counting, and when you're all ready and done, I'll be back, okay, with the keys. You take as much time as you need, sweetheart." And she goes back to her kitchen and like just goes back to her supper while she waits.
Does she have any like paperwork laying around or anything?
Make an investigation check. Are you being stealthy about this?
I'm still invisible, so yes.
Oh,
Fine.
yeah. Tell you what, give me an investigation check at advantage.
Oh, son of a gun. 2 3s.
2 3.
With you, Smoogie.
Yeah. As you're looking through, you start like pouring through a couple of the things, and there's nothing out on the desk that you can see. You do kind of go through the desk itself and pull on a drawer. As you do, it does that thing where the drawer like falls off the railing and dumps all the contents into like the actual desk itself and makes this loud bang. And you kind of like jiggle it a little bit, try to get it back on the rails and shove it back in. As you do, you kind of shove it back in, and then it just like breaks and like cracks downward, and you now like notice that the kind of door handle of the desk itself now like creaks open, and this thing was like about to break, and you just happened to be the one to touch it, and you just like spilled all the contents of like the upper drawer down into like the lower cabinet portion. And you just hear go, everything going okay over there?
Is this on the other side of the desk?
That was on the other side of the door. She
I
just goes over and just looks at you all. Are we done counting yet?
oh, god damn it, you interrupted me. I gotta 1, 2.
Okay, sweetheart, you just take your time. And she goes back and goes back to her supper. Doesn't notice that anything happened.
Okay.
Um,
God damn it, clock, fucking fix the drawer.
I'm sorry, we don't use desk, okay? I don't know where there's so many drawers. Jesus, how would I know?
You don't know how wood works? God damn it. I hand over the
And I'm-
340.
And I'm like trying to see if any papers look particularly important, and I'm just going to steal them.
I'll give you one last. There's gonna be one last investigation check at just straight roll. Advantage, disadvantage cancel out. So straight roll. This is the last chance you got.
10.
You look for any papers that might have gone out. You kind of like begin to touch the drawer itself, and this thing's just gonna go and make a loud noise and be obviously broken. The way it is now, you get the sense that she might open it and think she broke it herself. You see a tiny little single slip of paper sticking out of like that drawer, and you just like pull it, and as you do, it rips in half. And there's just like a little ripped piece of paper hanging out of the like nearly busted drawer, but you got half a sheet of paper. That's what you, or half a letter, rather.
I got half a letter. That's all I could get. I'm sorry. Okay.
What's inside?
Better than nothing.
At this point, she goes, okay, now I'm going to help you count. Let's go take a look. And she goes over and just looks, and she goes and counts what you did. She says, oh, good job, sweetheart. You actually got it all.
Thank you. It's so hard sometimes. The numbers, they all look the same in my
Yeah.
head.
Hey, numbers can be hard. They can totally be hard. So, good work, you. You're gonna go far here, I can tell. So, here's the keys. It is going to be Unit 713. It's on the 7th floor. So, stairs are all the way on the other side of the building, and then there's kind of a sky bridge that leads us on the other way. I'm just kidding. There's no sky bridge. You gotta walk all the way around. It's like a big horseshoe. Okay, so it's one of the last rooms we had left, so I don't know what to tell you. All right, there you are. So it's been a pleasure doing business with you. I hope you enjoy your stay at Hank's Luxury Apartments. Okay, it's been a pleasure. If there's any issues, just handle it yourself. Just kind of choose you all out.
I hand paper
Now
to
have a room.
Jazz.
Then.
I did. Oh, sorry, to Vale. I did my best. I'm sorry.
I just very slightly try to pocket it as we, I assume, walk out. You know, half a paper is better than nothing. Good job. Why don't we check out our new home, everybody?
Okay. So after about like a good 7 minutes kind of wandering through this labyrinth of like urban dystopia, you do make it to said room. As you step in, there is a very strong smell of wood rot. You look down, there's a couple speckles of blood. It does not smell pleasant. There are no windows to the outside because it's kind of like jammed in the middle of all this stuff, so it's just dark and there's no light source in here. But on the plus side, there are plenty of rats for you, Cass. So,
Oh,
yeah. So in fact, there seems to be like a whole nest that are like not even like dissuaded by your presence. In fact, as you walk in, you just see one of the rats look up and just like give you this look of like, who the fuck is this guy?
oh. You know what? This was a wonderful purchase. Already paid off in the investment. Alara, there's a big splotch of blood I don't know if you can do anything with that or see. I don't know. I'm gonna go talk to some rats.
I don't know if Vale is looking at the same apartment that I'm looking at, but this place looks terrible.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Unhabitable.
Uninhabitable, I agree. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not staying here. I'm staying on the ship. I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I'm not sleeping here. I'm not saying that I was raised in a castle, but no way.
Funny thing is, Cass was raised in a castle.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but thank you, Derek.
Yeah, you want to talk to some rats?
Uh, later, yes.
Okay. So what do you
These
guys
walls
do?
can talk.
So you have this apartment now. What are y'all doing?
I mean,
I mean, I can't say we're any closer to Hank. Now we just have an apartment. It's good.
we
Isn't so
could
bad. Bit of a fixer-upper, but could make this work.
wait around for the person who collects the rent money from the building manager.
In 7 months.
Maybe should we find
2 years, real time.
Shitty Billy and then come back to find the rent collector guy?
I mean, I really wanted to rough up a landlord.
I mean, we still can. He's going to be our landlord for the next 7 months because we've all signed a contract to him.
We've got a foot in the door now.
For the record, Alara did not sign a contract, did she?
Nope.
Okay.
You and
Only
Varric
for-
are free.
Well, I signed, but I signed a fake one.
Oh, you and Sundara.
Only person that has their real name on there is Smoogie.
I can't die.
I can't lie.
Well, maybe we
Find Shitty Bill.
talk to. Are there like guards at the entrances of the city?
Oh, at the entrance of the city?
Yeah.
No.
Also, no.
No.
I thought you meant the apartment.
No.
The city, no.
Is there like anyone that keeps track of people coming in and out?
You haven't noticed anyone that looks like a guard when you've checked. You've seen a couple like patrolmen around here or there, but for the most part, it's pretty open.
Does anyone know anyone in the Under Tavern?
Shitty Billy.
I reached out to a contact, but I haven't heard back yet.
The Under Tavern, they have fences and they run kind of black markets and things like that. No? Does
What?
anyone know?
What'd you say?
Does anyone know? Do I have any knowledge about the Under Tavern, Alex?
No. You do not.
Oh, I don't even know what they do, or like I've never heard of them.
Your group briefly talked about them. It's like a criminal organization. You guys briefly flirted with the idea of trying to go get in with that group and become assassins.
Would Alara have any info on the Under Tavern? Maybe for finding like
I think
illegal
I might be the only one who knows
No, yeah.
anything really.
So are you guys just chilling in the apartment for now?
Any
make up-
you mages got some chalk I can borrow?
Have what?
Maybe.
Chocolate?
Chalk.
Chalk. I don't think I do.
I do. So I hand him some.
I just need a piece. So I take the chalk and on the front of the door, I leave the same mark I've been leaving
Okay.
on buildings, but like kind of large. So it's like,
Okay.
here I am.
Okay. As you do, you hear a voice behind you just go, "Bit on the nose, isn't it?"
A little bit, but you know.
You turn around and you see an individual that you haven't seen in quite a long time. This is a Goliath, probably about equal in stature. A little bit not quite as broad as you are, but this is a prior contact. You knew him. In fact, you went as far back as Briggs. He's someone that even helped you get in touch with Elhorn's crew to begin with. He's since, as far as you know, where you left kind of split ways, was you kind of went with Elhorn's crew and he went kind of the more route of the Under Tavern. But this is an individual known as Grayson. So he just kind of goes up and gives you like a hero's handshake. These two Goliaths sharing this hearty handshake, and he just goes, "Wow, good to see you, Varric. It's been a minute, ain't it?"
Sure as Grayson.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call if it wasn't important.
Yeah. I mean, I figured you'd be back here soon enough. Presume you're back for the missus, eh?
No. I did a fiver. I shown the brand.
Oh, well, dearie me. Oh, you've been making all sorts of friends, ain't you?
It's just what I do now. You know, friend a guy like me.
Yeah, and you made it out, eh?
Yeah, you know, with this lot, minus the pale one.
Right.
We pick her up later.
I can't imagine she'd do well in there. Yeah.
Nah, she would have died.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
but you know, you still with the Undertale?
Yeah. Business is good. Yeah. You looking for some work, eh?
Well, not at the moment. I'm actually looking for, one of your compatriots, Shitty Bill.
Shitty Bill. Now, I've got to ask, what would you do if you found him?
Oh, you know, the people that purchased the item from him are just wondering where he's at.
Yeah.
If he's alive, if he's on the run, you know, that kind of info.
Well, this puts me in a bit of a tricky position here, because I can say the guild is also looking for Shitty Billy.
Well, you know, I don't care who he goes back to, but I'm gonna find him either way.
Well, tell you what. Since we are amongst friends, I could tell you this much. Rumor has it that Shitty Billy is not only alive, but he's actually done quite well for himself.
Sold an item.
We, through uses of divination magics, have managed to scry on the little fucker. We know that he's somewhere in New Camp, believe it or not. Yeah. He's a brave little bastard, that one. So, given he did not make the drop-off, and when we saw him, he looked like he was in a bit of a state of luxury, as it were, I suspect that he's managed to find a different buyer all on his lonesome, and then double dip, as it were, and take all the earnings for himself, cutting both your guild and mine out of it. So obviously that is a, there's not many things you could do to the Under Tavern to get full-on excommunicado, but that is pretty fucking close.
So, if we happen to find him, and bring him, is there, compensation for something like that?
I mean, if you find his location, his whereabouts, I'd be willing to throw in a couple bones for that.
I mean, you're looking for this man breathing, or doesn't matter?
Breathing would be ideal, as at this point it's less about the the money. It's more about the betrayal, isn't it? Still sort of stings, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to be able to go to the rounds with him, right?
No, it's more want to know who his buyer was, because Shitty Billy was not known for being really the brains of the operation, you know what I mean? Like, let's just say his playbook didn't have a lot of depth to it. He basically just coined the Langston Hello, and that was pretty much it. Sort of a one-trick pony, that one.
Alright. Well, so you say he's somewhere in New Callum. Last Joel's Road.
As far as I could see, it looked like he was in New Callum, just, you know, debauching around and, you know, looking like he's just having the time of his life. So, you know, feel a bit silly, really, for being worried about the fucker. Something about him, he just sort of crows on you. Yeah, you've never met him, but he's just sort of your classic,
Yeah, I'm an angel.
Well, if I find the info, I'll be sure to pass it along.
pass it along. I could be happy to compensate, you know, for your legwork, and the guild will take care of the rest. But is there anything else you want to chat about?
Well, if I was looking for work, I could talk to you too.
I mean, it's not a lot of work to go around these days, but I'm sure we could find some kind of use for you.
I'll keep in touch.
Yeah, sure thing. And he goes to leave, and he just turns and says, "So you're really not back for the missions, eh?" Yeah, strange coincidence that. Well, all right then, if you say so. It's been a pleasure, Eric. I'll be seeing you around, brother.
So,
Turns and leaves.
well, he's in New Callum somewhere. Doesn't even sound like we have to retrieve him. We just gotta find out where he is.
What is the Langston Load? Are you familiar with that stack?
Yeah, you're familiar with the Langston Hello.
Oh, Langston Hello.
Yeah.
I always said Langston Hello.
No. The Langston Hello. It's basically a move where you hire a bunch of, you know, ne'er-do-wells, and when you're trying to do a heist, you just have a bunch of like little foot soldiers bum rush whatever your target is. Well, then you go in and do whatever like thief work you want to do. It's not much of a playbook in terms of what a thief. It's just like, hey, let's take 16 people and bum rush the joint, and then like they can take whatever they want, and that's how you pay them, is they just keep what they take, and then you get in there and get what you actually need.
Well, I would hate for Shitty Bill to give us the Langston Hello in that case. Well, how do you want to find him?
What's that?
How do you want to find him?
We go
He's
to
here.
New Callum. Go to New Callum and look for a cat who's living above his means.
You're in New Callum.
What do the fancy people say?
And he probably only recently rented the apartment, so we could ask about like people who just moved in, maybe.
Are we
Or
all
wherever
still
he-
in the apartment?
I assume.
Yep. Yeah. You
Okay.
never
Yeah, we're
left.
still in
Okay,
our
okay.
apartments.
I pocket the chalk and kind of wipe off the mud in the front door.
Okay.
I don't know, she doesn't seem very forthcoming.
Who?
I mean, where would somebody who just came into a lot of money go hang out? It's a fancy joint. You know?
I mean, it would be from the corner, back turned to the group, trying to convince some rats. If he got in with the riches, it might reveal me a little bit, but I could perhaps gain entry and at least an audience with whatever counts as a noble in this destitute town.
Sounds like a good idea.
Let's do it.
Maybe
Again.
you could take.
It might draw heat to us. Alright, that's a risk you're all willing to take on my behalf. Understood.
Maybe take one of the ladies. Have them use their feminine wiles. I don't even know Clock sure doesn't
Someone
know
has
what
to
they
tell
are.
me about what these feminine wiles are, because from where I'm from, we just carry daggers and we stab people. But
It's actually kind of
I
like
don't know if
that.
that's something different, because that's what females do where I'm from. But I don't know.
What do the men
Yo,
do?
you-
Get stabbed, I
The men are the
suppose?
ones who get stabbed. Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
it's a very matriarchal society. I don't.
Well, it might be best for you to do this on your own then, I guess. I can
I
go
would
with
go
you.
with you. I would go with you, and I will not stab anybody if you tell me not to. But
No. The stabbing is good. You know what? Yeah. If we don't think of a better plan, then let's try to talk to some rich bloods.
I mean, we could just go where they hang out. And wait for them.
Yeah, maybe we can just, like the old days, we can just do some good old-fashioned spying.
Yeah. What time?
Alright, back to the
Like
rats.
early afternoon. 2 p.m. or so.
Probably a good time to get out there then. See what we can find.
Yeah.
can I snag a scarf or something to cover up my prison tattoo?
Yeah, you could. You probably have to find something on the way, but it'd be easy enough in this city to find like a street vendor. Where are you all wanting to head towards?
Is there like a fancy part of town?
Man, you
It's a
guys don't
rich
know
road.
the city too well. I'd give.
Should we ask around?
Yeah, you can ask around. Go ahead and I'll give someone a general check to ask around. Well, I'll give it to Cass because he seems the most.
Fancy.
I am talking to rats.
Okay, Cass is busy down the rat. I'll give it to Varric then.
We're
'cause-
leaving.
Well, okay. If we're gonna do some time traveling, I would like to actually talk to these rats.
Okay, are you casting Speak with Animals?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you cast
Before
Speak
we-
with Animals. There's like a little rat hole. There's no rats that are out right now.
Okay. I just put my face up to it. Hey, buddies. I know you're in there. Sorry for intruding.
You
We're
hear this
gonna be
voice?
living with
Hey,
you.
whoa! Back up! Back
Oh,
up!
Sorry.
Are you putting your face in my home, bro?
Listen, you know what? Hindsight, that was a terrible choice.
Yeah.
Could your voice is beautiful. Could you come out? You
Hey,
talk
don't talk about my voice being beautiful, okay? Never ever tell me about my voice being beautiful.
This has never happened before. Usually animals love me.
I killed a man by beating a hole through his chest in his sleep. All right.
I was gonna ask about the blood on the floor, but
Look
I
at-
would like to pull out
Look at these
some clothes.
eyes. Okay.
Nope, I don't look.
Okay. Yeah. I'm the alpha. Okay. So now that we've got that out of the way, what is it you want, Yumi?
As I begin pulling out like a stray scarf from my disguises or whatever. You know what? I was thinking we could talk. I was thinking we could be friends. I was thinking you could tell me about the blood, and then
You
I just
smell
shoved I shoved the scarf into the hole. But I think you killed them, so the walls are yours. Everything else is ours.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
just
we'll
wanna-
just see about that, won't we?
Shove.
Huh.
Fuck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I will keep this scarf though. You just hear that voice from like behind the hole. He just goes, "I live and breathe in this wall. All right,
Okay.
I can feel every footstep.
I'm
So
sorry.
let's hope you're a better roommate than the last, huh?"
Guys, I think the rats are gonna kill us.
Hey, you going to bring back any food?
What would you like?
I don't like nuts. I like meat, but it's got to be seasoned. All right, I like it spicy.
Salt and pepper and cayenne root. Got it.
Yeah, whatever you humies call it, but just make sure it's red and delicious.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, and you and I could do business.
Okay, sir.
Next time you come into my home with questions, bring a gift first, okay? Have some fucking manners here.
Bow my head and turn around and stand up. We've got to
Wait,
get meat
I'm sitting there
eventually.
looking so curious, like,
Are you getting bullied by a rat?
I think it's gonna kill me. It was pretty scary. Usually they're nice, but let's just go.
Alright.
All right.
Let's find out where the fantasies live.
All right. So you take off. Okay. So someone can make a charisma check, unskilled charisma check, to just ask around generically to see where rich people go.
Okay.
I feel like that should be Vale.
Yeah, I don't want to make her. Yeah.
Still too upset about the rats.
Yeah, you know, she's still in her head terrified right now, so she's following.
Alright. Well, I'll ask. Well,
Well, you ask around. You get a couple mixed answers. People are pretty quick to just kind of give you a general direction. You hear 3 places in common. 2 of them are casinos, and one of them is actually like a luxury, basically a hotel for the more affluent of the city who are travelers. So one of the casinos / hotels is called the Ebonheart Kingdom. There's another one called the Platinum Grove. Those both have a casino as part of it, and then there is the Holy Day Inn.
anybody feel like a bit of gambling?
good with dice.
Because yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There was the Eden place, the Holy Grove, and what was the other one?
The Holy Day Inn. The other one was the Platinum Grove.
Platinum Grove, Holy Day Inn.
I mean, I say we go to Platinum Grove. Sounds fancy.
Yeah, sounds great. Let's go.
We may trip over our friend Billy while we're there. If he's run across money and likes to gamble.
That is
Sure you
literally
will.
the plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the plan. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have done this before, but if you see him, don't go up and talk to him. We're gonna follow him. Alright? Find out where he's staying.
Follow someone who is good at sneaking around. You think that they're not going to notice us?
To be fair, I
Oh,
could be
yeah.
anybody. It's kind of on you guys to hide.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just wait and let, Cass do his thing.
Then he
Yep,
usually
that's-
comes in and
It was. Yeah.
Then when Cass, gives me the signal, I come in and bob them. But this time, no bobbing,
Okay,
just
yep,
following.
just sneaky.
Okay.
We look
So-
inconspicuous, right?
You guys begin making your way to
Possibly
the
wanted for murder.
northwestern end of the city. Yeah, you look around, you don't necessarily look the part. You're not looking the most luxurious right now. Vale can look however he wants, but the rest of you, you get the sense you might not exactly blend in, and as you get closer and closer, that becomes more and more true. As you're now beginning to be surrounded by more fat and fancy-looking merchants, and sure enough, you see a beautiful building that is literally plated in platinum that says the Platinum Grove.
Jesus.
Alright,
Jesus.
guys. I'm usually against this, but y'all should stay out here. I'll go with Cass, because I look like a bodyguard. Bada bang, bada boom. You guys look like common rabble. No
Could we
offense.
look the workers here? What are they wearing? We could
Probably
disguise.
like tuxedos and shit.
You
Can
don't
we see
see
it?
it from outside.
Is there a way we can stay in contact? While you guys go in?
It's a great question.
I don't think so. What if, okay, this suddenly just became a Blades mission in my mind. What,
Yep.
are there any outer entrances, like into higher up places?
Make an investigation check.
Like, not the front door?
Yeah, like maybe a garden that leads up to like the 5th floor or something. That's a 9.
A 9. I mean, it's a multi-floored building. I mean, you say the word garden. As you look up, you do see branches of trees hanging out of what looks like a patio that may be accessible by like roofs of other building if you're trying to do like some Assassin's Creed type parkour. You do notice the trees themselves also appear to be like plated in various precious metals.
Jeez. What if me and Varric go in the front entrance and you all go up some other entrance and we can meet on a certain floor or a certain place?
I can make 2 of us invisible. I just remembered
Sure.
that.
There you go.
So, that's all I got to know about. Unless
Eddie,
they've
what's
got
your-
magic where they can see invisibility, because that does exist.
Which they probably do. If this is a casino, that's a high possibility.
Yep.
Eddie, what's your
point.
character name again?
Ooh, mine?
Yeah.
Alara.
Alara, maybe you find a rich guy hanging out, using feminine wiles.
Oh my god, what is what the jeez.
Kind of. You mean? Are you talking about wooing a man? I can.
Yeah, you could get in if you're some arm candy, right?
Sure. Yes. Yes.
And then-
That's what I. Okay. I can try.
Clark, you and Smokey can go invisible. And then I guard Varric, and we go in the front door.
Oh, I should not use my feminine wiles, and I pulled out my dagger. I should
No.
use this? No, okay. Certainly not. No.
We save that part for later.
Don't worry, we'll tell you when to use your feminine wiles.
Certainly. Invisibility it is. Is this the plan? Are we...
Don't like what I've started.
Sandara, if we get perhaps our backstory can be I'm your senile grandfather and I just
you have
wander.
weird magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just like magically turn invisible sometimes.
Yeah.
I love this idea.
Um,
Okay, Godspeed. Might all die, but
I respectfully grab Sandara by the shoulders and look her in the eyes. You are wonderful at what you do. You have saved our lives more times than you probably should have. I trust you, and I trust Samugi. You guys have got this. I like to bardic inspire.
It's for sure. It's not for sure.
Samugi gives a deep reverent bow. 90 degrees.
All right. So you try to make your way inside.
All right, Laura, have fun. And then I'll follow Cass. I assume he's gonna make himself fancier.
Yeah, as Vale, like, goddamn, like, it's that movie scene where the camera's steady and I like walk past an obstruction, and I'm Vale on one side, but on the other side I'm some fat, like very rotund, fancy vest on that's like a little bit too small, buttons bulging, about to pop off. Very nice, like red velvet, and I just took the appearance of some guy I saw like 20 feet away or something.
Okay.
I like to walk in.
And I'll just walk behind him menacingly.
Okay. So as you enter, you see dressed exactly identically. You see 4 female, like elven, half-elven attendants with like the sides of the hair buzzed and almost like a bit of a faux hawk going on up front, wearing like dress shirts that looks like they're in a way like engraved with like some kind of precious metal chain that's like micro like threads of this precious metal because they're kind of just glimmering. As you approach, one walks up and says, "Hello, welcome to the Grove. Are you a member with us?"
Oh, we are not yet. New to town. I figured this was the place where the good fellows play and work and have fun. How much for a membership?
Oh, absolutely. Just a day pass is going to be 100 gold cover. Membership has many benefits. For just 300 gold pieces a month, that'll start us out at our basic copper level. We can talk about higher levels than that, which are going to be priced at 500 and 700 respectively, with 1,000 a month being our platinum level. That gets you full access to all of our suites at any time, a personal attendant, as well as first dibs on any of the tables. You will also be assigned an assistant during your stay for the platinum and gold levels. Come with me. Let's show you around, then we can find the package that fits you best. And she just kind of like begins walking in a certain direction.
I've got a face of disdain looking around this place as I follow her.
It suits you well. As you walk around, for the most part, it just seems like a bunch of other kind of fat old men that are playing cards. You do see a certain like particular like rambunctious older fellow that is dressed in like stereotypical wizard robes with a wizard hat that just does like insufflates a line of some kind of drug off of like one of the gambling tables and just goes, "Oh fuck, that's the stuff." As you walk past that individual, you kind of look in the casino. It looks pretty chill for the most part, as the attendant is just kind of describing the many different games that they have going on, as well as like high quality foods that if you were a member would be like essentially catered for free. They say as long as you're gambling, drinking is also free. Most of the tables here have a pretty high buy-in. I'm talking like 250 gold minimum up to like 500 gold minimum.
I'd like to be actively looking for Jimmy Bone.
Okay, make a perception check. What are you looking for exactly? You're just like looking for a black tabaxi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, 23.
23. On the ground, you definitely do not see any black tabaxi.
Okay.
With that, the attendant kind of gives you a bit of a tour of the first room where you can basically find where you can get food, drinks, lodging, any other kind of entertainment you can imagine. And then she says, "Okay, would you like to start at a table?"
I pass by all the food, and like each plate, I just take one thing and like shove it into my cradled arm. One item of each food. A table could come later. This all seems very rudimentary, if you will forgive me. Let's not dibble dabble. Let's not squabble. Let's get straight to the point. Your platinum membership. I would like to buy that for that measly amount, please.
Oh, very well. Yeah, if I could just have you come with me, we'll jot down your name. And again, that'll just be 1,000 gold. We'll cover you for the first month, and we'll get it taken care of. Right this way.
Of course.
She kind of brings you back towards the front. She gives you this very beautiful looking, like pure platinum, essentially 6-sided dice. That just essentially acts as your, essentially like a membership card. Do you have 1,000 gold you're giving her?
I do, and I am.
Okay. And what name are you giving for the membership?
Charlemagne III.
Charlemagne III, very well. Now, Charlemagne, I will let you know if you, for whatever reason, lose your platinum dice, that's essentially your proof of membership. So, for a small fee, we can replace it, but you have to let us know. Other than that, just come with the die and no one will ask you any questions, okay? Enjoy your time here, Charlemagne.
Thank you.
And she turns and walks away.
Stack, if you would, and I just hold out the die expectantly.
Grab it. Put it in the pocket.
With that, you watch as like kind of a young, like teenager so boy kind of walks up to you, kind of similarly dressed, and just goes, "Hello, Mr. Charlemagne III. I will be your personal attendant during your time with us in the Grove. Is there anything I can do to assist you?"
Show me to your finer establishments and entertainments of this place. The
Sure.
thing only the richest could afford.
Sure, we'll go to the Grove itself. Follow me. And you watch as he takes you over to what looks like a beautiful like pond area, and begins to step on what looks like a larger opening within the pond itself. As he does, he kind of like beckons you to follow, which as you do, you step on. And then at that point, you watch as there's this like faint arcane hum, and the platform itself detaches from the rest of the what looks like precious metal platform beneath, and begins to elevate and raise, and you are very quickly brought up about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors to essentially a rooftop like bar, garden. There's water, there's people swimming. Some people are skinny dipping, and then there's like open area like gambling. You see an area where there's 2 mercenaries just like with wielding like scimitars and basically nothing else that look like they're engaged in a fight to the death. There's pretty much anything and everything up here. As it's happening, Sandara, Samugi, Alara, what are you guys doing?
I think I am just walking in with Samugi and like slinking around the edges of the casino looking for this black tabaxi.
You're both invisible?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You notice as you walk through that there's specifically individuals that look like they're under some kind of enchantment, that every once in a while are kind of like making their rounds and like looking around, mostly checking the tables, not necessarily getting exactly in your area, but you get the sense that there are people that are specifically watching for something. So that in mind, go ahead and give me a stealth check. You get the sense it's probably best to try to avoid those people specifically, but go ahead and give me a stealth check. Both of you.
A natural 20.
17.
Okay. So clocking the specific people in the pit that you're trying to avoid, you make your way around. Go ahead and give me perception checks.
Natural 20.
Okay.
My God.
Nice.
Wow.
Double
Oh,
20.
Lord.
Okay. So with that, you don't see any black tabaxi per se. You do notice that there is. You look towards the kitchen area. There is a large amount of food and drink that is coming out of the kitchen and going towards like a servant's stairwell and going up. So you sense that a lot of food and drink is being diverted not to this floor but up some. You would also see Cass in his disguised form go up on an elevator being led by an attendant going up 6 floors.
I think I want to go up the servant stairs.
Okay. So with that stealth check, you see one of those servants kind of making their same way, and you try to kind of clock your way behind them as well. I'll have one of you give me one last stealth check to try to do this without getting noticed.
I can do it because I can add a d4.
Okay.
Only 12.
Well, okay. So with that, you're following behind this individual, and you watch as they. It's kind of this tight, spiraling staircase. As you're following up behind them, you are just out of eye line, and there comes one point where you go to take up a stair, and it looks like they'd actually turned around for whatever reason, and you actually full-on bump into them, and a bunch of shit just clatters on the ground. And you just hear them like, go, what's going on? And they kind of like reach out to try to like touch something in front of them. You're back far enough away where this isn't affecting you, but right now, what are you doing?
I'm gonna like try and smush myself up against the stairwell wall so that if he comes down, he just passes by.
Okay.
And then try.
Okay. Go ahead and give me one last stealth check, both of you, to see the resolution of this incident.
Another 12.
15.
And for you, Sandara?
12.
Okay. With that, the servant kind of like feels around, doesn't touch either of you, and then just kind of sits down and just goes, It's not. The stories are not real. Okay. Gets up and just goes back down. So with that, you no longer have anyone leading you up, but you're in the stairwell itself. You can continue to travel upwards. Real quick, Alara, what are you doing while all this is happening?
I would try to get in the casino. If you need a membership to get in, I've got a way. I will try to see if I can get this to work.
Okay.
You need a membership to just go in?
Well, you enter, and you watch as one of the attendants walks up to you and just goes, "Hi there. How is it that we can help you here at the Grove?"
Oh, I'm looking for my father. I just want meandered out. And he said I figured he'd be down here.
Make a persuasion check for me.
14.
14. She just goes on to say, "Unfortunately, I cannot tell you whether or not we have a client in our establishment, and I can't allow you to go in and look for them. So if your father is in here, I'm afraid you'll have to wait till he's all done, okay? But,
Is it a male or female I'm talking to?
a female."
There we go.
Use the permanent miles anyway.
There we go.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Give me gay.
I'm too tired to think of words right now. I will try to fucking seduce her as best I can.
Hey man, I'm the bard. What are you doing?
Okay, I need you to describe what it is you're doing.
I'm going to hit on you, like as best I can.
Okay, how are you doing
Fuck,
that?
well, I'm struggling to get words right now. Like,
Come on, flirt with Alex.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I'm out of ideas right now. I've been sitting here thinking of a way this is going to work, and I already know it's not going to. So if
Yeah,
I've
but
got
I'll
the-
say, especially given you don't have any plan of how to do this,
Yeah.
as soon as you start trying to think of stuff, you're just kind of sitting there like flustered, and then you have no idea how to approach this. She's just looking at you like, "Are you okay?"
sorry,
Because she's hot.
yeah, exactly. Sorry, pretty girls make me blush. I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to hit on Alex trying to fucking make
Commit.
Hey man, I mean, I'm not just gonna let you like auto roll to seduce. Okay, you fucked the dragon. Good job. So I'll tell you what. Out of pity, I will give you a persuasion check at disadvantage because you said words to me.
Yep.
All right, what
Right,
did you
the
roll?
right for this? Oh, sorry.
Disadvantage.
Okay, at disadvantage, even better.
Am I able to restore balance?
Well, this is
Or,
gonna
I don't
go
know
as
if
good
I have
as
a
those
distance
rolls
goal.
went.
I don't.
It's pretty ironic how those rolls went because I rolled a 9-11.
Yeah, as close to a bombing as you can get.
So I'm gonna explain. With persuasion, that's a -1, so that's an 8.
Perfect. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So with that, she just goes, that's very kind of you. Here, let's talk about it outside. And she just kind of like gently grabs your arm and then like goes outside with you. She's with you stride by stride, and as soon as she hits the threshold of the door, you just feel the wind of it kind of like close behind you.
Yep. I'm out of ideas. You guys are on your own on this one.
Oh, come on.
Rich people are not my scene, and I'm too tired to seduce Alex right now.
All right, so with that, we'll go back to actually we'll go back to Sundara and Samugi. So you're in this stairwell. What are you doing? You now have no one leading.
Do we know what cast would do? Could
You
we
don't know
see it
exactly
from-
where he went. You actually you would know that he went up 6 floors.
Of 6 foot. Honestly, I'm more inclined to stop at each floor and peek inside. Mugi seems willing.
Sure. Can we eat each other while we're both invisible?
What's that?
Can we see each other while we're both invisible?
I just got my hand on your head.
Smoogie, this is Smoogi's first time being invisible, I presume, so he's just like literally blindly following you.
Yeah. You go to check the first. So you're now at about the 4th floor. You go to check it. It's locked.
I don't trust myself to pick locks. So...
Fireball.
I mean, I have a lock picking set, so I can try. But I don't. I'll try.
You've got a,
Okay, so you're
you've got a
doing this at
D8.
the 4th floor because you're trying to check every floor. Okay, because there's like a second, third, and third floor that you guys missed because you're just following the servant. You get
Oh,
to they're
shoot.
probably on the 6th floor, so you're now kind of in the middle. So which door do you want to try to pick here?
Samugi says, I can check the floor above if you want to try this one.
Okay.
And I'll check
I
back
like
with you
that.
before you enter. Okay.
Okay.
So,
So you go to pick the lock.
Yeah.
Okay.
wait, can I even
Um,
do that with lockpick? I don't think I can.
I don't think you can.
Okay. Never mind.
So go ahead and roll a thief check.
Sandara, yeah, because I don't have a lockpick.
And this kit has 2 lock picks in it. Okay.
That's rough. You can add a D8.
I feel like I'm going to add a D8 just because otherwise it's a natural one.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, that's a 6.
Okay. So you got a natural 1. Okay. So you've done this before. You're not bad at this. So you take your lockpick, kind of begin to jam it in the door. You notice there's no like backstop to this. So as you confidently go to try to feel what's in there, you shove the whole thing in, and it's just gone. Like your lockpick is now in there, and you can't get it back out.
I'm going to just leave and head towards where Samugi went.
Okay. So you've got 1 lockpick left. And you're like, yep, these locks go deeper than I'm used to. So you try to catch up with Samugi. After kind of fumbling around in the darkness and tripping over each other for a while, you make it up to the 5th floor. You know they're on the 6th floor. You've got 1 lockpick left. What are you guys doing?
So Samugi, I lost my lock. I'm whispering. On the downstairs floor, should I try it on this floor too? Or should we just go up to the 6th floor and try and meet with Cass?
I say let's give this one a shot, and if it doesn't work, we can go up anyways.
Okay, I like your confidence. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try it again.
Go ahead and do it.
That's such good rolls earlier. 12.
oh well.
Well, okay. So you go to try to pick this lock, and you feel like you've got it. You moved something around in a counterclockwise direction. You heard something click, and you go to kind of remove your lockpick, and your lockpick's now stuck in the door. You go to open the door itself. The door, it's jammed, and your lockpick is stuck in the lock.
I swear I'm normally much better at this, Samugi. Just an off day or something. Let's go to the 6th floor.
Sure.
Okay. Are you like leaving the lockpick just in the
Can
door?
I take it out without like jingling the door around?
It's as you kind of tug on it, you get the sense it's gonna take some force to get this thing out.
I'll try.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength check here.
We're getting killed by security guards.
Straight, I'm not good. Also 12.
Okay. So that is a success with a bit of a complication. So as you yank on it, you pull. You kind of put 1 foot up on the door and just like yank super hard. The lockpick itself is ripped out of the mechanism. You kind of fly back. I need you and Samugi to make a contested acrobatics check right here.
That's a 16. Oh, now I roll okay.
I also rolled a 16.
Okay. So with that, both of you kind of create this pretzel of limbs that just begins tumbling down the stairs. You'll each share the 8 damage of bludgeoning. So you each get 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you like tumble down the stairs, and then like Sandara, you're now kind of just laying on top of Samugi, and Samugi, you're just like, you know, like prone on the ground with your foot kind of tangled in between one of her legs, and you're just like.
This
Wait,
is
I
a
want
real- this is a real off day for me. I'm so sorry.
Just let's get back to the 6th floor, shall we?
Let's get up. Let's go.
You get to the 6th floor. as soon as you go up to it, the door itself opens, and you watch as one of the servants kind of like rushes through with another one following. You see one is like a young male servant who's like weeping right now, and there's someone behind him just like, "Hey, Chad, wait!" And he's just like, just kind of like walking down the stairs. What are you doing as they approach? Because it's pretty tight quarters.
I'd like to try and get around them to the open door behind them.
Okay, Samugi, are you doing the same?
If there's any way to incorporate my acrobatic skills in order to do so.
I'd say that would be an acrobatics check to try to like. I'd say either stealth or acrobatics.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. So,
Also not
Samugi,
natural 20.
both of you got unnatural 20s? Okay. So both of you beautifully like weave your way around, almost like Ocean's 11 spy style, as you beautifully navigate around the two of these individuals, and you get to a point where they just begin like standing still, and one just kind of like sits on the floor and just like, I just don't know why I'm still here. And then with that, as the door closes, both of you just whip through. With that, you see your friend Cass in his very rotund form walking into this place as you all arrive at the same time. And what you see is, again, this beautiful grove of trees that appear to have been cased in, like, precious metal. So there are some that appear to be just, like, pure copper, platinum, gold, silver. No lead. It's just, like, a garden of precious metal. With that, there's people enjoying food, drink. There's also, like, almost like a moat that goes around the garden that people are swimming in. It's just like a total debaucherous kind of situation. So with that, you walk in. I'll give all you guys perception checks, and I'll take the median.
All of us?
Yep.
Everybody?
Everybody who's here.
Feast or famine over here, and I do not know what's going on. Got an 8.
16.
21.
22.
Not bad.
Yes.
16.
14.
Okay. Okay, so that's gonna round up to about 18 here. Okay. So looking around, you see a couple different crowds here. You see a couple people in the pool being like fed grapes. There's a couple people that are playing at a couple tables here. One thing that stands out is there is a particularly flamboyant individual that's at one of the tables that's just like crouched on the chair, like full on, like hands and feet on the actual chair itself, almost like standing at the table, just like whipping dice across this thing. He's got a mess of food at his side of the table too, and then just like bottles and bottles of liquor that an attendant is just like every once in a while taking away and trying to clean up around this guy. He looks like a red-headed, kind of rotund human individual. He's just like crouched in a weird way, really loud. That's something that you all clock. Other than that, everything looks about what you expect.
If you could give me a little drink, eh?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Of course, as long as you manage to control yourself this time.
Just one drink.
Always starts with one, my friend. And I'm like, oh shit, I forgot my name. Charlemagne the Third. Thank you. As Charlemagne is talking, he's always gesturing wildly with his hands. Of course, one drink. Let me just. Fuck.
What's the attendant's name?
You didn't have.
Yeah, I don't think we learned.
Not important.
Poor people.
Well-
They don't get names.
Good. That, you know what? That is right. Attendant, if I may, would you be so kind, my lovely friend? We have known you for quite some time now, and I think you all have heard of House Beaumont. While I'm talking, I would like to try to cast Charm Person. I can't subtle spell, but I'm going to try to incorporate the attendant.
The boy that they assigned to you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you try to kind of subtly cast. There's not really a way to do that. So like people
know.
kind of look and notice that you're casting a spell at this young boy attendant, but no one gives a fuck. It almost looks like it's what you're supposed to do. You also notice that the boy himself doesn't even try to resist the spell.
Well, that
So you
makes
cast your
me
spell.
not feel good.
Other implications.
You cast your spell, and he just kind of looks at you with these like kind of glazed over eyes, and he smiled even deeper. It looks less fake.
Young boy, if you could get my friend a drink, and then I think you'll find House Beaumont has earned a free buy-in at a table, if you will. We have... Oh, what are in these? We have many good connections. If you will help me talk to who you need to talk to, drink in a first free round, my friend.
Yes, of course. And he goes and grabs some drinks. You didn't say which. And you want him to grab you a table. Did you specify which table?
Nope. If we haven't seen a shitty bill, then any table is fine.
Yeah, you look around. There's no tabaxi. There's like one table with. There's essentially like 6 tables here. One has the really loud, rambunctious, kind of like ginger human dude. The rest of them look a lot more chill, as far as you can tell. You don't know which games they're playing, but the one with the loud guy, they're like whipping dice around.
Okay.
Or he is.
I'll actually try to get a table at people who look like they've been here before and are perhaps regulars.
Okay, gotcha. So you just kind of pick a random table. You see this kind of really stuck-up looking couple, actually. They're both very pasty white, and they've got kind of like this, kind of Civil War-like mustache. They have excellent posture, and he's almost wearing what looks like almost like a military uniform. And as you approach, he just kind of gives you a nod and he says, "Oh, greetings, sir."
Yes, greetings and all of that. What does it look like we're playing here today?
We're just playing King's Dice.
Wonderful. I can't say I have lost a round in the past decade.
Oh, good. Then perhaps you can go to a different table. A jape. Please.
I give a hearty laugh as I sit down.
And you watch as the dealer, who's another kind of young boy, just goes, the buy-in here is 500 gold pieces. Obviously you know the rules, and just like hands you a set of dice. It is basically like a D4 through a D8.
Okay. I think you'll find my friend over there, whatever his name was, our buy-in is covered on the house. Connections, you see.
You make a persuasion check. Actually, this would be a deception check.
Okay. Doesn't quite matter. 24.
Okay. You watch as flustered the young boy like looks over towards the older couple, and he just goes, Oh, it's fine. I'm sure he's good for it. And with that, he puts up 500 gold pieces. Go ahead and roll a d4 for me.
Two.
Okay. So with that, you watch as it goes over towards. You all kind of look, and you see everyone else is kind of covering up their dice. Like you can't exactly see what it is they've rolled. They kind of like look around the table, and you watch as the older man just says, "I'll go ahead and double down." And he takes another dice and begins to roll again. And you see he grabs a d6. And then the attendant looks at you and just says, "Would you like to back out here, or would you like to double down?"
Is it 500 gold per game?
Well, it's 500, and double down would be 1,000.
Yeah, okay. I'm not that... A good man knows when to call it when he's out. I push my dice forward.
Okay, so they'll return half. Oh, actually, you didn't have anything, so they'll say that'll be 250 return to your tab. And then you watch as the dealer and the essentially the house play on, and essentially you watch as Charles just loses 1,000 gold hand to the house and just says, my luck is waning on me, darling. Again. Say, I never caught your name, stranger."
You would have the pleasure of speaking to Charlemagne III. Thank you very much.
"Oh, I have the pleasure. Pleasure indeed. I'm Charles. What manner of business are you in, Charlemagne?"
Acquisition of many different companies, corporations. You know the deal, wizardly stuff from Karsus Folly.
Yeah, it's a job in Arcana. That's all the craze these days. I don't much understand it myself. I'm more of a pen, paper, iron, and steel sort of man. I deal in trade routes, that sort of thing. Anywho, good to meet another affluent individual. And he goes to put in another 500 forward. Are you playing?
I lean into Varric's ear. Hey, buddy, how much fucking gold do you have? Because I'm broke.
I had to borrow 200 gold from you.
Shit.
Remember?
Yeah, I was hoping you had more. You know what? This table is cold. I think I'll find my place elsewhere. It was good to meet you, Charles.
Well, a gentleman would certainly pay his way before he leaves.
Tally-ho, Stack. I get up and turn and try to leave.
Okay. You just hear his wife next to him just go, "Well, I never." So where are you headed as you leave?
To the pool with naked people.
Okay. You go towards the pool, and you just hear in the back of the car, "Certainly never have I been more offended. I was in the cavalry." And with that, you go over towards the pool of naked people. What are you doing there?
Varric, alright, we're in. I don't know what to do now. I don't have very much money.
You feel a tap on your shoulder. Charles behind you. He says, "I say, good sir, you have embarrassed me in front of my countrymen and my..." I would request that you participate in a duel for honor.
Fucking do it.
I
What?
stepping between you two. Oh, if there's any duel, I'll be taking his place.
I do not wish to deal with this brute of yours. My quarrel is with you, and he starts poking you in your chest.
Oh, hands off, Bob.
Varric. Oh, fuck.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Me? Is 15.
15. You watch as you go to shove him, and this is a wiry and slippery old man, because as you touch his shoulder, he just like, and kind of goes back, and then he just like recoils and pushes you into the pool.
Me?
Yep.
Oh shit.
So with that, you were just kind of off your footing. You didn't realize how close to the edge you were, and to be honest, the old guy kind of just got lucky. But with that, you kind of splashed into the pool. At this moment, there's a scene being made, and he just kind of told you right. And you, friend, you are with whom I've got business with. So, I will choose the time and place, and you can choose the weapon.
Let me interrupt you there. It seems your customs are more barbaric than mine. We are not going to sully ourselves with blood and dirt and grit. You choose your best, I'll choose my best. You just push him in a pool, irrelevant for now. And we'll settle it that way. What do you say, like good old gentlemen?
If I were to agree to such an arrangement, what would be the stakes?
Well, I could say lives at stake, if you are so bold and trustworthy in yours.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a 30.
Okay. He just goes, lives, you say? I have no interest in taking anyone's life, as I am a cavalryman and therefore a man of the highest honor and prestige. What I will be taking is, if my associate wins in the duel, I will be taking your platinum membership as recompense for my sullied honor. And if you win, I will pay double the debt that is owed me. Nay, quadruple.
$4,000.
Quadruple. Petty money. I accept your
Pay
terms.
money if man cannot pay it, it seems.
There's a difference between cannot and will not, I will have you know. Thank you very much.
You get to the... You could simply just get another platinum membership card, surely, or just have it replaced.
Of
I
course.
think I'll hang it up on my wall when I'm done with it. A spoil of war, as it were. So, have you any shred of honor in you?
Only the faintest you will find, but enough for this duel.
Do you agree to my terms? And he holds out his hand to shake it.
I hold out my hand as well. And I was going to say it's an illusion, but I think at this point it's real. It's covered in sweat. And I give him a hearty handshake.
He shakes and he goes, "Good God, man, get yourself a handkerchief." And he just like turns
It's
to
a
someone else and like rubs it.
condition.
He rubs it on his attendant's hand. And with that, he just goes, "Very well. The time is. Give me 30 minutes. I've got to reach out to a colleague here to get this set up. I didn't think I would be making a fool of someone today, but you got to do what you got to do." And he turns around, and you see him very offended, kind of storm off.
What?
I
So I'm
try
in the
to.
pool.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Naked people?
It seems the naked people kind of like,
They're
gotten
gone.
away from the bad vibe that have been brewing here.
Okay, I just get out of the pool.
Okay, yeah, you get out of the pool.
So,
You are set up for a duel
where?
here.
Just here.
Yep.
Alright.
Sorry, Varric. I can't fight them. I don't got the money. You can fucking kill some people or just beat them up.
You're 2 people.
Oh well, don't kill him. Don't kill him. Don't kill
I'm
him.
fighting against 2 people.
Oh no, just one.
Oh, okay.
Just to cut in. Alara's outside and did a reading and is extremely worried right now.
Well,
Okay.
pretty accurate.
Very good. It's okay. You spent the time to buy all the diamonds you needed when you went to the store, so if it comes down to it, you've got everything you need. Right, guys?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, you
I
know it.
also forgot.
Right, guys?
I also forgot that you're gonna really feel this fight.
Oh
I
yeah.
think the round is over.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes?
it's gone now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been more than an hour. It lasted 1 hour.
Why did I have this ring on then?
So with that,
An hour after you're getting in trouble with the
over the
thing.
next few minutes, they start clearing tables, and they just very quickly create an arena. They create a circle.
How big is the circle?
It's about 40 feet diameter.
Okay.
And it's got essentially like these small little like magical pyres that they very quickly have set up. With that, you watch it, all the tables are now facing this little makeshift arena, and you see that kind of ginger individual who's sitting there just like looking very intently at what's happening. As this happens, you watch as coming up the elevator, you see this large humanoid-ish brute that is covered in what looks like tattoos of thorny vines that go all across his bare chest,
Oh,
up his neck, and onto his face.
It's a druid?
You have no idea.
Yeah, it is.
And
Can
this
I do
individual
one?
just have like yellow-looking eyes.
His eyes.
As they begin approaching, you watch as Charles just kind of goes, "Oh, very well, wow, that is quite the brute. Well, I for one have 1,000 gold pieces on my man right there." And you watch as people just start having bets pour in.
Okay.
With that, this individual is just like staring at you as they kind of like gear up on the other side.
I pull out my blood hammer.
Perfect. You pour out your blood hammer. You watch as they just kind of reach for these two. They literally look like curved, like wooden stakes that also have runes just like engraved in every part of them. They look like two huge thorns, basically.
Is this a +1 weapon?
It is. And as the two of you square off, and the cheers begin to surround, and bets start kind of filtering through, that we're going to pick up next time.
Okay. Fuck.
Sorry for volunteering
Alright.
you, James.
I was gonna say before, last thing I want
And
to try to
I want
do
you
is
to remember your reading and give it to us
I'm
next
gonna
time
keep it-
before we get started.
I'm gonna keep it right here because I'm fucking worried.
No. I don't want to hear it until next session, right?
I
before we
know
start.
you're not going
Remember
to.
it.
None of you are gonna hear it till if you survive this.
Yeah.
One
No,
thing
we're
I was
gonna
going
start-
to do
We're
before
going
the
to
session
start
was
the next
over.
session with you. Eddie,
Thank
and I want
you,
to
because I need to pray to my fucking deity right now.
Wait.
I think Alana would honestly be in a bit of a panic at this point. Not that that should scare any of you.
Yeah.
Gotten ourselves.
I like as all this
Oh,
shit is going
no.
down. You're just like downstairs in an alley, like face pale white, sweat dripping.
Like at first I'm like, okay, yep, couple of those fit, and then it's like, uh-oh, and then it went real uh-oh.
Just kept getting up.
Yeah, so I need to pray. I need to pray for you guys to get a fucking miracle or a sign to, yeah.
I spent so
Well-
much money and then realized I had none left to do the actual stuff I needed to do.
I thought
What
you were actually
happened?
rich with how much you were spending money. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, I was
this
too.
is
I was like,
a
God
castle.
damn.
That's what happens when your bard is writing checks that you hope the fighter's ass can cash.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well,
Well,
see you
I
guys
was-
next
I
week.